The ending to the Modern Warfare Zombie story. Let's talk about it. Guys, I'm just so excited for this ending and I've been waiting for so long. I thought we were gonna get this ending in season 4. I thought we were gonna get a different cutscene in season 4. But we got the unstable rift and that was kind of, not great. It wasn't the best. It didn't even offer anything story related and such, but here we are, we're finally getting the ending cutscene to the entire Dark Ether zombie story in Modern Warfare Zombies. So I wanted to make this video a day before the Season 5 Reloaded update dropped so I can talk about my predictions for the story because I've been talking about my theory on Twitter for the past few months, talking about time travel, how Ava's going to end up in Black Ops 6 in Liberty Falls somehow. There's a lot of great things, but let me give you a quick refresher on where we're at in the story. So I'm not going to explain everything. I'm going to explain the important story beats that you should really know so far. Um yeah, I don't know what just happened there, but I'm just going to ignore that. That was weird. But the quick recap of the Modern Warfare Zombies story so far. So basically, there's an outbreak in Urzikstan caused by Sakaev by throwing a vial. These vials were protected by the 4 Requiem heads, Weaver, Strauss, Carver, and Gray. They ended up dead protecting those for some reason. We don't know why yet. And then eventually Operation Deadbolt was formed in order to stop the zombies outbreak. They eventually get into contact with Ava Jansen, who was working with the Terminus group and Zakayev until she found out, they were really just, evil and such. But from there on, we extract her, we save her, and then she eventually joins our team in order to build an Ethereum neutralizer to stop that one vial that Zakayev has. So we fight a worm, we activate the neutralizer and such. And then from there, once that vial was destroyed, not all the problems were solved because now we have a new threat upon us, which is the entity. This entity has a connection to Ava Jansen, and we see that connection grow throughout the entirety of the Modern Warfare Zombie story. We see that Ava has hallucinations. She sees the 4 Requiem heads in her vision and such. She visions killing Ravenov and such. I don't know if that's something that we're gonna see later down the line and such. Maybe in the cutscene tomorrow, that actually happens. It was a prophecy in a way. Who knows? Um, so from there on, Ava just gets a little bit more curious. Why is this happening and such? So she, looks into all the files for Requiem and such. She finds out that Ravenov was part of Requiem in the past, and she's also questioning, he's an old man and he just, he's perfectly good for his age. 30 years later, he should be an old man at that point, but he's all good. So there's more to that story with Ravenov that we don't know. And then we eventually come to find out that Ava Jansen is the product of Samantha Max's and Ravenov's DNA, and that was implanted within Dr. Gray, and she gave birth to Ava Jansen. So, yes, Samantha Max's is Ava's mother, and Ravenov is Ava's father. Not by choice, it was forced by Requiem, and obviously we know who ran Requiem. It was obviously Edward Richtofen. So from there on, Ava storms out and such, and that was where we were left off. So hopefully I did a quick good recap on that. I know I probably missed a lot of stuff, but I just want to keep it, pretty quick and simple. So that was my quick recap for the Modern Warfare Zombie story. But now let's get into my predictions because I want to present my predictions before the update drops tomorrow. And then I kind of want to give my afterthoughts and my new theories when I already seen the cutscene and such. So here are my current predictions, and this is the theory that I've been crafting for a long time now. So I've been saying for a while that time travel is going to become a part of the story again in a way. Now, one of the things that people have been complaining about with the zombie storyline, with the Dark Ether storyline specifically, is how it's connected to the main COD timeline. So it's like connected to the campaign story. When it originally zombies was separate with from all of that. So what I believe Treyarch is going to probably do in this case, obviously listening to the feedback because we know they're listening to all the feedback from everyone. They'll probably listen to the feedback for the zombie storyline. I feel like what they're gonna do is have Ava go back in time to 1991, and her traveling back in time causes that timeline to branch in a way, so it's basically going to be forming a whole new timeline. So basically the timeline that Ava comes from is the whole connected to campaign stuff. That's the original, COD timeline, everything is connected and such. But when she goes back in time, she's going to create a branch which eventually creates a whole new timeline that could be solely based for zombies. And I think that's the way they're going to split the entire story. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying, based on, a lot of the criticisms for the story and such, I feel like this is the best way to do it. Just creating a whole new branch because of a character from the future traveling back to the past. Because if she goes back to the past and she just does something, she already broke time. She already created a whole new branch. She probably erased the future where she came from. So that's going to be very interesting to see if that actually plays out. So why am I saying that Ava is going to go back in time? Well, here's a couple things. Ava might connect with the entity at the end of this cutscene or this final boss battle. I feel like once we defeat the entity, I feel like either way, Ava and the entity are going to become one. I feel like they're going to become one, and then from there on, I feel like they're going to be connected no matter what. I feel like maybe at that point, once they connect, she is going to kill Ravenov. I don't know why. I have a feeling that might happen, but I'm just going to leave that right there because we did see that, she killed Ravenov in her hallucination for some reason. I feel like that might be the case. And since Ava and the entity become one, I feel like that's the whole point of Project Janus, They could probably open a gateway to like different points in time. So I feel like they're going to go back in time, and then I feel like Edward Richtofen is going to be waiting for them there. He has been planning it because one of the teasers in the COD messaging app literally shows that he created a device to like, give birth, whatever. So I feel like that's what happened with Dr. Gray and such with the DNAs of Ravenov and Samantha Max's. So I feel like he implanted that baby in, Gray in order for her to grow up to combine with the entity at a certain point in the future to eventually come back in time to that point so he can use her for whatever plans he has for Project Janus. So I don't know. It sounds far fetched. It sounds crazy, but like just thinking about it, it's like it's something that Richtofen would do. Richtofen knows how to plan ahead. He always has a plan for everything. So I feel like, he's playing chess at this point. Like he knows that, he's probably gonna lose a lot of time in his life and such, waiting for these, kids to grow up that he's trying to, create and such. Maybe it's just better for him to like plan out like let me set certain events in motion. So like this ends up, with Ava coming back in time in some point. So I feel like that's why Liberty Falls is not being marketed alongside Terminus. Now maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe they just wanted to save Liberty Falls for Connex and such. But I don't know. I just feel like the timing and such is very, very interesting. Like you get the cutscene this week, and then next week you get Liberty Falls, and we're probably getting the cutscene for Liberty Falls next week. I don't know. I feel like there's a bigger connection there, and I feel like that is the thing that's going to happen. I feel like Ava is going to be present in Liberty Falls, and who knows, maybe she's going to side with Richtofen, or maybe her goal is to stop Requiem from dying. Because we know Requiem is destined to die based on what the Forsaken has showed us during that boss fight and such. So, yeah, um, I know I kind of rambled on a bit, but I feel like this is the best way to really explain this story. I could write a whole, document scripting, whatever, about, what I think about the story and such, what, I feel like is going to happen. But I feel like, you know, theorizing is just better when you just ramble on, give some ideas and such. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna see Ava go back in time to Liberty Falls. I feel like Liberty Falls is such a big thing because it's been teased within Modern Warfare Zombies. So it's being, very much teased in the game. And I don't know, it just seems like the connection is way too big. And especially with, COD Next revealing it, next week, a week after, the ending of Modern Warfare Zombies, it just feels like everything, is leading up to that point. But I don't really have any other predictions. I feel like this is the likely way that Treyarch is going to go with this story. And if I'm wrong, I hope they, present us with a bigger plot twist. It's going to be very interesting to see how this story ends, and I'll definitely give my thoughts about the ending, on stream tomorrow. I will do a reaction to it, and I'll give my basic breakdown of it. See how this leads into Black Ops 6 or maybe Black Ops 7. Who knows? But I think I'm gonna leave this video right here. So if you guys did enjoy listening to me ramble, I'm not someone who likes to do commentary and such. But yeah, guys, let's see how this story ends tomorrow. See ya.